Everyone keeps asking the same question. Who's going to be the face of the Warriors after Steph Curry? Some people think it'll take another MVP. Others think Golden State's dynasty is simply over. But what if everyone's looking at the wrong player? Because while the NBA world was focused on the biggest names in the 2026 draft, the Warriors quietly selected. But here's the thing. Yaxel Lendeborg's story isn't about a player who was always expected to become an NBA prospect. It's about a player who had to earn everything. Because before he was wearing a Warriors jersey, before he was winning championships, before NBA teams were studying his film, Lendeborg was fighting for recognition. In today's NBA, most future stars have a predictable path. They are 5-star recruits. They are ranked among the best players in their class. They are famous before they ever step on a college court. Yaxel Lendeborg wasn't that guy. His journey started far away from the spotlight. He developed through junior college before eventually reaching UAB, where he started turning heads around the country. And once he got his opportunity, he didn't waste it. During the 2024-25 season at UAB, Lendeborg became one of the most complete players in college basketball. He averaged 17.7 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, 4.2 assists per game. But the numbers only tell part of the story, because finding a 6'9" player who can score and rebound isn't impossible. Finding a 6'9" player who can also run an offense, make decisions, defend, and impact the game without dominating the ball, that's rare. Lendeborg became one of the best all-around players in the country. He won AAC Defensive Player of the Year and became known as one of the most versatile forwards in college basketball. But then came the biggest challenge. Michigan, a bigger stage, more pressure, higher expectations, a chance to prove that his production wasn't just because of the level of competition, and he passed that test. Instead of slowing down, he got better. At Michigan, Lendeborg became one of the leaders of a championship team. He earned consensus, first team, All-American honors, Big Ten, Player of the Year, first team All Big Ten honors, and most importantly, he helped lead Michigan to a national championship. Now, you might be wondering, why does college success matter for the Warriors? Because Golden State has always valued one thing, players who understand winning basketball. Look at their dynasty. Steph Curry was the superstar. Klay Thompson was the elite shooter. But the players around them had something in common. They understood their role. They didn't need 20 shots. They didn't need the spotlight. They just needed to make the right play. That's exactly the type of player Yaxel Lendeborg has shown he can be. Then came his first opportunity in a Warriors uniform, Summer League. For some rookies, it's just a chance to adjust. For Lendeborg, it became a statement. He immediately showed the same things that made him special in college. The rebounding, the passing, the defensive instincts, the confidence. Across Summer League, he averaged 14.8 points, 7.2 rebounds, 4 assists, and in the championship game against Memphis, he delivered his biggest moment, 21 points, 10 rebounds, a championship, and the game-winning shot that helped secure Golden State's Summer League title. He wasn't just putting up empty numbers. He was making winning plays. The biggest mistake people make when analyzing the Warriors' future is looking for the next Steph Curry. But Golden State's dynasty was never built because they had 5 players who could score 30 points. It was built because they had players who understood how to make winning basketball happen. And that's exactly why Yaxel Lendeborg is so interesting, because his game is built around the same things that have defined the Warriors for over a decade. IQ, versatility, passing, defense, and making the right play at the right time. Let's be clear. Yaxel Lendeborg is not Draymond Green. Comparing any rookie to a 4-time champion and defensive player of the year is unfair. But the reason people bring up Draymond isn't because of scoring. It's because of the way he affects the game. Draymond became valuable because he does things that don't always appear in a box score. He sees passing lanes before they open. He organizes the defense. He pushes the ball after rebounds. He makes everyone around him better, and that is the type of skill set Lendeborg brings. Can Yaxel Lendeborg actually become the future of the Warriors? Every great dynasty eventually reaches the same moment. The legends get older, the league changes, and the biggest challenge isn't winning one more championship. It's finding the players who can carry the culture forward. The San Antonio Spurs had Tim Duncan. The Lakers had Kobe Bryant after Shaq. The Celtics had players who carried the standard after their legends left. And now, the Warriors are facing that same challenge. The question is, no longer, can Steph Curry win another championship? The question is, who keeps the Warriors' identity alive after Steph? And that is where Yaxel Lendeborg enters the picture. Let's get one thing clear. Yaxel Lendeborg is not going to replace Steph Curry. Nobody is. Steph is one of the greatest players in NBA history. His shooting, his movement, his leadership, his impact on basketball itself, that cannot simply be recreated. But the Warriors don't need another Steph. They need the next player who understands what makes Steph successful, because championships are not only built around superstars, they're built around systems, and systems need players who fit them. The ideal version of Yaxel Lendeborg is not a player taking 25 shots a night. It's a player who impacts every possession. Imagine this. Steph Curry comes off a screen. 2 defenders follow him. The defense collapses. The ball goes to Yaxel. Now he has a decision. Shoot, drive, find a cutter, reset the offense. A lot of young players panic in that moment. They hold the ball. They kill the advantage. But high IQ players make the defense pay. That is why Golden State values players like him. If everything goes right, Yaxel could become one of the rare players who fills multiple roles. A player who can average around 10 to 15 points, grab 7 to 10 rebounds, create offense for teammates, defend multiple positions, close playoff games. Those numbers might not look like a superstar, but basketball isn't only about numbers. Some of the most valuable players in NBA history were not the leading scorers. Draymond Green, Dennis Rodman, Andre Iguodala, Tony Allen. Their value came from winning. Now let's talk about the biggest attribute, shooting. In today's NBA, almost every great team needs spacing. If a player cannot consistently knock down open shots, defenses can adjust. They can help off him. They can clog driving lanes. They can make life harder for stars. Yaxel is an excellent three-point shooter and showed us at Michigan last season. Yaxel Lendeborg posted a 37.2% three-point shooting percentage during his 2025 to 26 NCAA season with the Michigan Wolverines. Adding his shooting to everything else he already does creates a big forward who can pass, defend, rebound, and punish teams for leaving him open. That changes everything. The NBA is different. Everyone is faster. Everyone is stronger. Everyone was the best player on their college team. There will be nights where things do not come easily. There will be mistakes. There will be a learning curve. But the players who survive are usually the ones with elite habits, and that might be Yaxel's biggest advantage. His entire career has been about improvement. He wasn't handed success. He built himself into a championship-level player. For years, Golden State has searched for the next wave. They have tried young players. They have made trades. They have looked for the right combination of talent and fit. But Yaxel Lendeborg represents something different. He represents the type of player the Warriors have always trusted. A player who understands the game. A player who doesn't need everything designed around him. A player who makes the players around him better. And those players are rare. Maybe Yaxel Lendeborg becomes an all-star. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he becomes one of the best role players in the NBA. But if he becomes the player Golden State believes he can become, his impact could go far beyond the box score. Because the next Warriors era will not be built by finding another Steph Curry. It will be built by finding players who understand what Steph Curry created. Players who play the right way. Players who sacrifice. Players who make winning basketball possible. And Yaxel Lendeborg might be the first piece of that next chapter. The Warriors dynasty was built on shooting, but it survived because of intelligence. And if Yaxel Lendeborg continues on this path, Golden State may have found the perfect player to help bridge the gap between the Steph Curry era and whatever comes next.